to the hotel so I can fly out tomorrow morning.
Okay, wait, where are you going now? You're not going to Sweden.
No, I'm going 2 weeks to see my parents in Caledonia with my brother.
Right. Okay, right. Which is
and here's the thing. I haven't told my mom about my weight loss. It's a surprise.
Oh my God, really?
Yeah, that's why I haven't been sharing the stuff about Rockstar on my Facebook page. I've been trying to keep it on the down low.
Okay. So are you going to are you going to get a video of her reaction when she sees you, or?
I haven't thought about that, and I don't know. I mean, she hasn't seen my brother in a while, and he hasn't been there yet. So I don't know how much it will be about my brother, how much it will be about me, or right. I don't know. Maybe I can try if I can think about it. If I remember after 33 hours of planes and airports.
Yeah. Yeah. I get it. Yeah. Okay. All right. Well, let's just get going on the interview then, and we'll, I already hit start, so I'll make Paige probably edit something out or something, but it's actually good. That was a good intro, because that's really interesting. Okay. So let's talk about your experience, Audrey. Why don't you just, first off, tell me what attracted you to Photocracy and the Rookie to Rockstar program in general. Well, Photocracy in general and the Rookie to Rockstar program specifically, but yeah.
I've been on Photocracy for a couple of years, off and on, adding mostly my badminton and stuff like that, but it's not geared towards that, so I tended to sort of let it go. But I still had the emails for the different classes, and I'm like, that looks interesting. But it took over 8 months before I actually picked a class, and that was because when my birthday came up, they offered 20% off. But I'm like, I'm going to look at the classes there are and pick one, because there's no better time for me than January to April to do something like that. Right. Other periods of the year, I'm super busy, but January to April is sort of a quieter time for me, so that was good timing. And so I looked at all of them, and I've always been a fan of function over form. Like the idea of being able to do something is better than what the thing is supposed to look like.
Yeah.
I'm an engineer.
Right.
So I sort of felt that in the page for Rookie to Rockstar, that it was about the function and not necessarily about how you're going to look at the end. But you are going to be stronger and you are going to be healthier. And that was sort of what drew me in.
Yeah. Now, it's funny you should say that, because, I mean, how many pounds of weight loss have you got so far?
25.3.
Yeah. So, and that's over a 3-month period, right?
I started in January, so that's almost 5 months now.
Oh, 5 months, right. Okay, which is actually better, because, it's just nice to have a nice steady, kind of 1 pound a week almost thing is kind of perfect. Okay, so you started the program in January. What was your experience like? What did you think about it?
The beginning was harder than I expected it to. Just getting into the rhythm of things, actually taking the time to meal prep. It's really a change of habits. So the first few weeks were hard for that. Okay, so now I need to go and buy so much food and make the food. And some of the things were different. I didn't want to try everything at the same time. I've had some bad reactions to some food before. So I decided I was going to stretch it over 2 weeks and try kefir and kraut, and add it gradually to my diet so that I wouldn't add everything at the same time. And then something went wrong and I don't know what it is.
So like a scientist, you introduce one new thing at a time kind of thing.
Yeah. Yeah, and then the first week that was really low carb. The first 2-3 weeks were really low carb. The first week had really hard days. I had the 3 and 4th day were pretty hard. Energy was really low, felt like crap. But then I'm like, I'm giving it at least 2 weeks, because nothing is going to hurt me long term for 2 weeks. So I give it 2 weeks, and after that, everything sort of leveled out.
that's a really good point that I think a lot of people would benefit from understanding. Is like, you're not going to, they get these ideas in their head, like, oh, if I keep doing this, it'll cause irrevocable damage. And it's like, well, no, you're just eating differently. Try it for 2 weeks. If you feel better after 2 weeks, then keep going. So, so that's
it was only for 1 week that was really terrible. And then it was back on track, feeling better. And actually, I've been feeling a lot better than ever before since then. I don't have the energy dips I've had. I wouldn't call it hypoglycemia, but I tended to have really these strong energy dips during the day. And especially as soon as I did more than 1 hour of sports, I would just crash. And that doesn't happen anymore. I can keep going. I get hungry, but I can keep going.
Yeah, it's not like hypoglycemia where your body's running out of blood sugar. Yeah. So why do you think that is?
Because my body got used to using fats to keep my blood sugar levels steady during the day. So instead of relying on always having carbs available, now it gets, okay, now there's carbs, no more carbs, let's put in the metabolism for fat.
Perfect. Excellent. Okay. So the other thing I was kind of curious about was, how did you find, what other kind of benefits did you get out of the program?
The strength increase has helped me in all the sports I do. Badminton, a lot of people have told me that I'm a lot faster on the court now.
That's awesome.
And actually, I just came back from badminton. I was at badminton the afternoon, and I just came back and I kept just putting the shuttle out of the range, just like 3 feet behind the line. I was like, no! So I need to adjust a bit. I'm a little too strong right now. And kickboxing as well. I have a lot more cardio for kickboxing. Strength is harder to tell because we can't necessarily always use all the strength, and it's hard to tell how much stronger it is objectively. But for cardio, it's not so much that my lung capacity has increased, but I can do a lot more work with my muscles before I need to breathe in oxygen.
Yeah. So one of the benefits of the Rookie to Rockstar program, and a lot of good strength programs out there, just featuring ours in particular, but it improves the efficiency of your muscles. So, they use less energy to create the same amount of force. So, that's kind of nice, because then the load that it places on your cardiovascular system to provide the energy is less. So that's kind of a good thing.
Yeah. So I can hold on and keep doing the exercise for a lot longer than I used to. But for pure strength, it's hard to say. Like I said, we don't necessarily develop our strength all the time. Like we kick and punch bags. So the bag doesn't really tell you, oh, that was much stronger than 6 months ago.
Okay, so the other thing I was kind of curious is that, you're still doing online training, but I mean, long term, do you see, do you think that this has become something like part of your lifestyle, or, do you think you've gotten enough new habits, I guess, that this is actually going to continue to be the way that you take care of yourself? Or
I'm definitely going to keep the level of protein I have in my diet right now. I feel that's really what's keeping my hunger in check, and so letting me continue to lose pounds. Once I switch into maintenance, we'll see how things balance out, but I want to keep making strength gains for quite a while.
Yeah.
I'm having quite a bit of fun right now, just learning how to do, because just to clear up, I did 4 months of body weight training, and now for the last month, I've started going to the gym.
Right.
So the difference at the gym is that you're adding plates every once in a while, and that's kind of a big ego booster, you feel good about adding those plates. So like this week I started using the 25-pound plates, and it was like, yeah, I'm not using 10-pounders anymore.
Yeah, that's pretty great.
I want to see where I can get to with that. So that's my plan for the rest of the year. See where that goes, and keep working on achieving my goal weight. I'm still 15, 20 pounds away, so I need to check where I'm at that point, but I still got some pounds to lose.
Okay. That's perfect. After the first week, you found that like the cooking and all that stuff was easy to do, or just not quite as?
After the first month, I'd say, then I found my routine. I found the times in the week where it fit best. In my case, it's Sunday and Monday night, so I do 2 batches. I found more recipes for my crock pot, which is great. Yep. That thing's magic. So getting used to basically making meals that make 4 or 5 lunches for the week.
Okay.
And so I have usually total about 7 or 8 lunches, and that's because of my kickboxing. My kickboxing days, I need 2 lunches, 1 for lunch, 1 for supper.
Okay. Gotcha.
So once I got that settled in, once I found where to buy kraut, where to buy my kefir, which I actually now make myself.
Right on. So you got kefir grains?
I don't actually have grains. I have starter kits.
Oh, okay.
I didn't find grains in my area. They only have water kefir grains.
Yeah, that's a friend of mine makes water kefir, so with the water kefir grains. Okay, well that's awesome. I just I'm really happy to hear that you're doing so well. Was there any points in the the program that you found, other than the first week, where you found that was really hard or challenging, or you fell off track and had to get back on track, or anything like that?
I had a couple days, sometimes 2 or 3 days in a row, that just because of my scheduling, I was eating in restaurants 2 or 3 nights in a row. So then I would see the weight loss sort of stop. But that was mostly water weight, just because I ate a lot of sodium. Yeah. I didn't fall off track more than 2 or 3 days when I was traveling. There was 1 week where I was in Switzerland, and I actually made the effort to go and buy eggs, and I ate eggs every morning except 2, which I had some croissant, because you're in France.
Right. Yeah, so I guess the one thing I'd stress too is like Audrey's very busy. You're doing your PhD in?
Yeah, PhD in electrical engineering. Like I said, it was a quieter time. From January to April, it's quieter. In May, we have submissions for different conferences, and in fall, we have a bunch of conferences.
Right.
So like, there's 2 places in the year where it's really busy, like making 80 hours at work. But January, I was doing maybe 35, 40 hours a week at work.
Perfect. Yeah, so I guess my point was kind of like, people say they have really busy lives. It's like, well, the reality is that life's pretty busy for everyone, and that it does require a little bit of a schedule change, or maybe it requires waiting for a period of time where things will be a little slower. But I mean, at some point you just got to do it, I guess is what I was trying to say.
Well, I had the opportunity of a period of the year that was slower, but I actually used the calendar to schedule in my workouts, and that was scheduled in at the same level of a dentist's appointment.
Yeah.
So I really scheduled them in, and they were, there. That is the time that I'm doing this. And same thing with the meals. I had a bit of a harder time finding where it fit best, but once that's where it fit best, go to the grocery Saturday and do my food Sunday and Monday. And got used to do that routine. But once the routine is in, it's actually easier. Like I said, May is really busy for me. And the reason I didn't fall off track is because I had lunches. So I didn't need to go to the cafeteria. I didn't need to get takeout. I just had lunches all week.
So that's a really important point. There's actually a book just came out, nine things that successful people do differently. And I think the first and the second thing is they set up if then that, like if this then that's. So they schedule things, and they automate a lot of decisions about the new habits. So they go, okay, so Sunday and Monday are the days that I do food prep. So after 2 or 3 weeks, it's just like automatic. Like, okay, that's the day I do that. I don't have to decide. I don't have to schedule or negotiate. It's just that's when it happens. This is exactly when my workout starts. That's what I'm doing between, in that hour. And it's just that's something that helps people be successful.
Another thing that helped is I always scheduled catch-up day, because life is life. sometimes something shows up and whoops, you can't do your workout or you can't do your meal prep. So I always have a backup day. So I know, okay, usually it was Friday morning for workouts. So Friday morning is a sort of my backup day. It's usually my rest day, but if something goes wrong, I can do something on Friday.
That's an excellent point. So any other advice you'd give people out there that are listening, or any other thoughts you give people that are maybe considering a Rookie to Rockstar program /
Well, I found it's a great and flexible program. Like, you adapt it a lot to different people and different needs for the diet and for the workouts. I think if you are serious, you want to get in better shape, you have to make the time for it. You have to say, this is what I'm doing, and you have to schedule it, and you have to be, it's not about motivation so much as it is about determination. And at one point, in my case, it was once I flipped 15 pounds, once I switched over to 15 pounds, suddenly, like, everything started tumbling, like all the progress was appearing and very apparent to me and very apparent to others. Yeah. And I had to throw out a bunch of clothes. And suddenly, you know, it sort of self-motivates from there. But you really need, like, give it at least 3 months before you decide.
Perfect. All right. Well, Audrey, thanks very much. Have a wonderful vacation.
Thank you.
And you could probably have a plan in place for getting some workouts in while you're there, I'm sure.
We have a lot of physical activity involved in that sort of vacation. I mean, it's an island and my parents are active, so a lot of hiking, a lot of swimming. There might be some kite surf if I'm lucky.
Okay. That sounds pretty awesome.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Well, I'm guessing you got to get packed up.
Eventually, I've got until 5.
All right. Well, you have a great day. Safe trip. Hopefully, 33 hours doesn't seem like forever. And we'll check in with you when you get back.
All right. Thank you very much.
Okay. Bye, Audrey. Thank you so much.
Bye. Bye.